¿Quieres entender a los hablantes nativos y sentirte más seguro al hablar inglés? Entonces, no te pierdas este episodio. 2 expertos te enseñarán a hablar sobre tu rutina diaria sin complicaciones a la vez de que entrenarás tu oído. Empecemos.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission, as always, is to sift through a whole lot of information and pull out the really valuable stuff you need quickly. And today, we're looking at something that, well, seems pretty simple on the surface. The daily routine.
It really does sound simple, doesn't it? Maybe, A1 level English.
Right.
Basic stuff.
Right.
But here's the thing, the insight from our sources. This is maybe the single best linguistic blueprint for describing your life.
A blueprint. How so?
Well, think about it. It's vocabulary you can use instantly, every day. Our sources show it's high frequency, super practical. Getting this down, it's like a shortcut to sounding, well, more natural when you speak.
Okay, so we're not just talking about listing things like, I wake up, I brush my teeth.
No, much more than that. We're aiming higher. It's about fluency, really.
Right.
The idea is if you can clearly talk about your day, from the alarm clock going off right through to when you finally crash out at night, then you gain this confidence. This structure you can use for almost any conversation, like the basic frame you build everything else on.
The scaffolding, I like that.
Exactly. So this deep dive, we're using that simple routine structure to actually introduce some more useful tools.
Okay.
We want to show you how to speak with more confidence in the focus, clarity. Let's worry less about being absolutely perfect and more about just being understood.
Makes sense. Stressing about perfection can be paralyzing.
Totally. So let's anchor this right away. Let's jump into our first example. Mark's routine, he's an early bird.
Okay, Mark's morning. 6:30 start. Sounds intense.
He usually wakes up then, yeah.
6:30 in the morning.
And right there, that first step, there's actually a really useful linguistic point, isn't there? Something that trips up beginners.
There is. It's the difference between waking up and getting up.
Ah, yes. Subtle but important.
Very. Waking up is just, your eyes open, your brain switches on, consciousness returns.
Right. Still in bed, maybe hitting snooze. Maybe. But getting up. That's the physical action. Actually leaving the bed.
Got it.
And Mark makes that distinction. He wakes up at 6:30, but his first action. Getting out of bed, getting up and doing a little stretch.
Okay, so even with those two simple phrasal verbs, we can actually practice building slightly more complex sentences. Like you could say, I wake up at 6:00, but I don't get up until 6:45.
Perfect example.
See, that little sentence, it uses the negative don't plus a specific time marker until 6:45. Simple structure, but useful grammar practice right there.
Absolutely. And building on that, once Mark's actually up, he moves on to the usual stuff. Hygiene, preparation, brushing his teeth, taking a shower.
Standard morning rituals, core verbs for the routine.
Exactly. Non-negotiable verbs, really, for starting the day.
And then the fuel, coffee.
Ah, yes, coffee. Mark is very clear on this. He makes a cup because, quote, I can't start my day without coffee.
I think many people can relate to that feeling.
Oh, definitely. That feeling of I can't function without it.
And that phrase itself, can't start my day without, that lets us talk about modal verbs, right? Expressing necessity.
Precisely. You move beyond just saying, I drink coffee, which is a simple present, to expressing that need. I must have coffee, or I need coffee, or, like Mark, I can't function without coffee.
It adds emotional weight, doesn't it? More conviction.
It does. And including little details like that, your personal non-negotiables makes your description sound much more authentic, more engaging for the listener.
Good tip. So after the essential caffeine.
He moves on to breakfast. A healthy start.
Right. He's specific. Eggs, bread, and fruit.
Yes. And crucially, he explains why.
The purpose behind the action.
Exactly. That's a great conversational technique. He says he tries to eat something healthy because it gives him energy for the day.
So it's not just a list of foods. It's a choice linked to an outcome.
Right. Linguistically, he uses the verb tries, showing intention, and then that simple cause and effect.
Yeah.
I eat healthy cause so that I have energy effect, or because it gives me energy.
That focus on energy seems key for Mark. But not everyone's routine is about maximizing energy, is it? What about Emma's?
Good point. Let's bring in Emma's routine as a contrast. It shows the flexibility of the language.
Okay.
Emma starts a bit later, around 7 a.m.
A more civilized hour for some.
Perhaps. And her breakfast is different, too. Tea and toast with jam. more comfort-focused, maybe.
Yeah, sounds like easing into the day rather than fueling up for a sprint.
Exactly. She describes it that way. So you have Mark's healthy start, focused on energy, and Emma's gentle start, focused on comfort. They use the same core verbs: wake up, get up, eat, prepare.
Right, the structure is the same.
But the details, the why, reflect totally different personal approaches. The language handles both perfectly. Routines vary, but the grammatical tools, they stay the same.
That's a really useful comparison. Okay, so morning ritual is covered. What about the workday?
Right, the transition to work. For Mark, this happens around 8 a.m.
All right.
And here, the context is really important. He works from home.
Ah, so no commute? That changes things significantly for a daily routine.
Massively. No traffic jams, no bus schedules. His setup is simpler. He just, sits down at his desk, turns on the computer.
And his tasks.
Pretty standard remote work stuff, it seems.
Yeah.
Checking emails, preparing lessons. Sounds like he might be a teacher or tutor.
Could be.
And sometimes having online classes with students. Notice again, all simple present verbs. Checks, prepares, has. Consistent actions.
That repetition does highlight the nature of a lot of modern work, doesn't it? Staring at a screen.
It does. He mentioned spending many hours working on my computer.
The screen time challenge. Very relatable.
Yeah. Whether you're a teacher, programmer, writer, whatever.
Yeah.
Those long hours sitting down, they demand some kind of countermeasure.
So does he have one?
He does. And this moves us beyond just describing into, useful advice, a strategy.
Okay.
Because he's at the computer so much, he always takes short breaks. It's not just random. It's built into his routine. A productivity thing.
Ah, the focus trick you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. Simple habit, big payoff.
What does he do during these breaks?
Very simple things.
Yeah.
Standing up, stretching a bit, maybe walking around his room or apartment.
Low effort, high return.
Precisely. Now let's look at the language he uses. He says he always takes short breaks.
Okay, adverb of frequency there. Always.
Right. And notice the placement. Always comes right before the main verb, takes. He always takes.
That's a key rule, isn't it? Where to put those adverbs, like always, usually, sometimes.
Crucial for sounding natural.
Yeah.
If he only did it occasionally, he might say he sometimes takes breaks or he often stretches.
But because it's a deliberate strategy, he uses always.
Yes. And the reasoning he gives, it helps him stay focused and relaxed.
Linking the action to the benefit again.
Always a good idea. Now, we could even make this a bit more advanced for practice.
How so?
Think about describing the necessity of this break using a conditional sentence. An if-then structure.
Yeah, like...
You, the listener, could practice by saying something like, if I take a short break every hour, then I stay focused all afternoon.
Ah, I see. Using the routine topic to practice a more complex grammatical structure like conditionals.
Exactly. Simple topic, sophisticated sentence practice. That's the goal. Knowledge transfer.
Brilliant. Okay, before we move on to evenings and weekends, maybe we should pause and just consolidate the core grammar here.
Good idea. We've covered several hours of activity for Mark and Emma, but it's all powered by one main engine, grammatically speaking.
And that is?
The simple present tense. It's non-negotiable for habits, for routines, for the things that happen regularly. Facts. You must use the simple present.
Subject plus base verb plus details.
That's the core structure. Nice and simple.
Like the examples we heard. I wake up at 6. I go to work at 8. I have dinner at 7.
Clean, clear examples. And that's simplicity. That's what builds confidence quickly.
But there's a catch, a trap.
Yes. The single biggest, most common mistake for learners, especially at, say, A1, A2 levels.
The beginner's trap. We need to talk about the S.
We absolutely do. Forgetting the S or E's in the third person singular, he, she, it.
That tiny little letter makes such a huge difference.
It really does. It feels small, but grammatically, conversationally, it's massive. When you switch from talking about yourself, I wake up, to talking about someone else, Mark, Emma, your friend, your cat, the verb needs that ease.
Let's hear those examples again.
Okay. She wakes up at 7, not she wake up.
Right.
He goes to work at 9, not he go work. You need that ease because go ends in O.
Got it. So the tip we really need to hammer home.
Always, always, always add ease or ease when the subject is he, she, or it in the simple present.
And internalize it. Practice it daily.
Absolutely. Forgetting it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's like wearing one red sock and one blue sock. It just stands out immediately to a native speaker. Signals you're still learning the basics.
And it can be tricky in fast speech, too, because native speakers sometimes swallow that sound a bit.
True. But as a learner, you almost need to overpronounce it at first. Really make sure it's there until it becomes automatic, like muscle memory.
Okay, so simple present is key. Third person S is critical. What about those adverbs of frequency we mentioned, like always, usually, sometimes?
Right, those are essential for making your routine sound natural, not robotic. But where do they go? That's another common sticking point.
Yeah, the placement can be confusing.
The general rule, and there are exceptions, but the main one is that they come before the main verb.
Okay.
Like, I usually check my emails. He never eats breakfast. We sometimes walk to work.
Before the main verb. Got it. But what about the verb to be?
Good catch. That's the main exception. If the main verb is am, is, or are, the adverb of frequency goes after it.
So she is always tired in the morning, not she always is tired.
Exactly. She is often late. They are rarely home. After the verb to be, getting that right really smooths out your speed.
Okay, this is getting detailed, but really useful.
Yeah.
Now, to really push it, simple present is for habits, right? Things you do every day or regularly.
Correct. Permanent or long-term habits and facts.
But what if your routine changes? What if something is just temporary?
Excellent question. That's where the simple present's cousin comes in. The present continuous.
The ing form.
Right. The rule of thumb is simple present for permanent or regular habits. Present continuous for actions happening around now or temporary situations.
Can you give an example comparing them?
Sure. You might say,
Right.
I usually work from home. That's your normal routine, simple present.
Okay,
But this week, I am working in the main office. That's temporary present continuous.
got it. I drink coffee every morning, simple present, versus I am drinking a lot of coffee today because I'm tired, present continuous, specific to now.
Perfect. Understanding that distinction really shows you're getting a handle on the tenses. It's a big step up.
And finally, just to round this section off, the basic building blocks, the verbs themselves.
Yes, the vocabulary foundation. You need a core set of verbs to even start describing a routine.
Let's list them again, maybe say them clearly for pronunciation practice.
Good idea. Repeat after me, maybe. Wake up.
Wake up,
Get up.
get up,
Brush.
brush,
Eat.
eat, work,
Go. Go.
sleep, sleep,
Take a break.
take a break. Pretty essential list.
Very. And that leads straight into the advice about building confidence.
Which is?
Start simple. Use short sentences. Don't try to make everything long and complicated right away.
Resist the urge to overcomplicate.
Exactly. Short sentences work. They help you build confidence because you complete them successfully.
Like a ladder.
Yeah.
Start with, I eat breakfast.
Then add detail. I eat breakfast at 7:30.
Okay.
Then maybe add a reason, using because or which. I eat breakfast at 7:30, which helps me concentrate.
Step by step. Each small win encourages the next step.
Precisely. Confidence leads to speaking more, which leads to more practice, which leads to more confidence. It's a positive cycle.
Okay, that covers the work part and the core language tools. What
Okay.
about winding down? The evening routine.
Right. We've powered through work, maybe fought off distractions. Now it's time for intentional relaxation, decompression.
How does Mark handle this? He seemed quite structured earlier.
He is, but with flexibility. He makes time for leisure. His activities include things like going for a walk in the park, listening to music,
Nice ways to unwind.
or sometimes meeting friends for coffee or dinner.
Yeah.
Notice the connecting words there, or showing options, and sometimes showing frequency. It's not rigid.
So the evening routine isn't necessarily fixed every single day.
Often not. It requires different vocabulary, too. We talk about winding down, relaxing, maybe switching off from work, or even digital detoxing for some people.
All active choices to deliberately reduce stress or mental load after work.
Yes, it's crucial.
Yeah.
If the routine is just work, sleep, burnout is almost inevitable. You need that buffer zone.
Which leads us naturally to the end point of the daily cycle.
Yes.
Sleep.
The healthy sleep cycle. Absolutely critical. Mark aims for a specific time.
What time's that?
He goes to bed around 10:30 or 11 p.m. Using around there shows a little flexibility, too.
Okay. And is there a goal behind that time?
Yes, he's trying to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night.
Yeah.
The source material specifically calls this a healthy routine.
So a measurable goal again. Using prepositions correctly is important here too, right? He goes to bed at 10:30 or around 10:30.
Exactly. For specific times, around or about for approximate times, precision matters.
And to help achieve that restful sleep, are there any final habits, things that tie the day together?
Yes, both Mark and Emma seem to have these little anchor habits.
Okay.
Mark's pre-sleep habit. He always reads before bed.
Always reads. Okay.
And the reason, again, the why, it helps him relax.
Right.
Simple action, clear purpose.
Yeah.
Always. plus the verb helps.
And Emma, does she have a similar end-of-day ritual?
Interestingly, her key anchor habit is at the start of the day, bookending it differently.
Oh, right. What was hers again?
She always listens to music in the morning. She says it makes her happy and gets her ready for the day.
So consistent, intentional actions, using always again. These little rituals define the start and end points of their day.
Exactly. Linguistic markers that frame the entire cycle.
Okay, so we have the morning, the work day, the evening unwind, the core grammar. What's next? Adding some polish.
Precisely. Once you've got the basics, simple present, core verbs, maybe some frequency adverbs, you want to make it flow better. Make it sound less like a list and more like, well, a story.
How do we do that?
We need the glue. Connecting words. Sequence words.
Like?
The most common ones are then, after that, and finally. They signal the order of events and give the description momentum.
Can we see that in action, the example sequence?
Sure. Without them, it might sound like, I wake up at 7, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, I go to work. Bit robotic.
Yeah, very list-like.
Now the sequence words, I wake up at 7, then I take a shower, after that I eat breakfast. Finally, I go to work.
Much smoother. Flows like natural speech.
Exactly. That's the polish we're talking about. Simple words, big impact.
Okay, sequence words. What else adds polish? Time expressions.
Definitely. Being precise about when things happen.
Yeah.
We need those common temporal expressions.
You mean like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening?
Yes, and at night. Mastering the prepositions here is key. Generally, it's in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
And at night.
But at night. And for specific clock times, remember, at 7 a.m., at noon, at midnight. Using these correctly adds real authority to your description.
Good reminders. Okay, sequence words, time expressions. What about when the routine isn't the same? Like weekends?
The weekend shift. Very important. Because life isn't just weekdays, right? You need to be able to talk about how things change.
It requires different vocabulary sometimes, too.
It often does.
Oh.
Let's look at Mark's weekend. It's much slower.
How so?
He wakes up later, maybe 8:37. He emphasizes not rushing. His actions are less structured, making coffee, reading the news, maybe going for runs sometimes.
So less rigid. More leisure-focused verbs might appear, like relaxing, catching up on sleep, reading for pleasure.
Exactly. Vocabulary specific to non-work time.
And Emma's weekend.
Hers sounds a bit different. Maybe more focused on chores and social life. Cleaning the house, doing laundry.
Household management.
Then maybe watching a movie. Or sometimes visiting her parents. So here we get vocabulary for chores. Do laundry, clean, passive leisure, watch a movie, social activities, visit parents.
Different focus, different verbs again.
Right. And linguistically, how do we signal this shift clearly?
We use specific phrases.
Yes. Use on weekends or on Saturdays or on Sundays. That clearly tells the listener, okay, we're not talking about the usual Monday to Friday routine anymore. The rules are different now.
Prepares them for a different set of activities. Makes sense.
It avoids confusion.
Okay, this has been incredibly detailed. We've got the structure, the grammar, the vocabulary, the polish, the variations. Now, the crucial part. What should the listener do with all this?
Action time. The learner's action plan. It starts with immediate practice, mental and verbal.
What do you mean?
Right now, as you're listening, think about your own day. Use the simple present. Mentally list your actions. Then, crucially, try saying it out loud.
Even just whispering it.
Even whispering it. Or saying it properly. That step moving from internal thought to external speech. That's where the real learning happens. Bridging that gap.
And the key piece of encouragement here.
Don't be afraid to talk to yourself in English. Seriously. It might feel weird at first, but your brain needs to hear the language produced. Your own voice is the most available practice tool you have.
Good point. No scheduling required.
Exactly. And remember the goal. Focus on clarity, not perfection.
We keep coming back to that. It's important.
It is. Are you understandable? Did the listener get the time, the action, the person? If yes, you succeeded. Forget about tiny mistakes for now. Clarity first.
And how often should we practice?
Daily. Even just 10 minutes. Seriously. A short, focused practice every day makes a huge difference. It helps automate retrieval, makes the language come more easily.
Okay, daily practice. What kind of specific activities can people do?
Let's talk social and self-correction. If you have a study buddy or a friend who's also learning, practice asking simple questions about routines. What time do you get up? Do you drink coffee? Does your brother work nearby?
Forcing practice of those auxiliary verbs do and does in questions. Smart.
Yes, gets you using them accurately right away. And for self-correction, one of the best tools is probably already in your pocket,
My phone.
your phone. Record yourself.
Oh, interesting.
Record yourself describing your routine, just a minute or two. Then, and this is the important part, listen back carefully.
What am I listening for?
Listen for the things we've talked about. Did you remember the third person S? How was your pronunciation of the key verbs? Did you use sequence words? You'll often hear mistakes you didn't realize you were making.
Like hearing the difference between what you thought you said and what actually came out.
Exactly. It's incredibly powerful for pinpointing errors and fixing them. You can even try transcribing yourself. That really highlights the gaps.
That sounds like a really effective practical tip. Record and listen.
It's one of the best ways to improve pronunciation and fluency on your own.
Okay, maybe we should do a quick pronunciation recap right now. Those core verbs, focusing on that tricky S sound.
Let's do it. I'll say the base verb, maybe you repeat it, then we'll try the third person form. Ready?
Ready?
Wake up.
Wake up.
Get up.
Brush.
Brush.
Eat. Work.
Work. Go.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Okay, now third person. Focus on that final S or ziz or is sound. He wakes
He
up.
wakes up.
She gets up.
He gets up.
He brushes.
He's sound.
He brushes.
She eats.
She eats.
He works.
He works.
Yes.
She goes.
He sleeps.
He sleeps.
He sleeps. Excellent. That repetition really helps drum it in.
It does, reinforces those pathways. Keep that loop going. Record, listen, repeat. It works.
Fantastic. Wow, that was a really thorough deep dive. We took a seemingly simple topic, the daily routine, and really unpacked it to find some major linguistic tools and structures, made it really useful. That was the aim. So just to quickly recap the absolute core lessons from this deep dive.
Please.
1, how to actually talk about your daily routine using simple actions in sequence, and knowing when to use simple present for habits versus maybe present continuous for temporary things.
Got it. Lesson 1.
2, how to use that simple present tense correctly. And the absolute key takeaway there, never, ever forget the S for he, she, or it. Drill it.
Lesson 2. The vital S rule.
And 3, how to make it flow. Using those sequence words, then, after that, finally, to turn your list into a story. And placing adverbs of frequency correctly to sound natural.
Okay, the 3 core takeaways. Talk about routines, nail the simple present and the S, connect ideas smoothly.
That's the essence. And remember, learning language is a journey. It takes patience. It takes consistency. You're doing great just by listening and engaging.
Keep going, right?
Absolutely. Keep going. Every day, just a little bit of practice. It really will help you speak better, more confidently.
And thinking back to those anchor habits, Mark reading before bed, Emma listening to music in the morning.
Yes.
Listeners should think about their own anchor habit. What's that one small thing you always or usually do that frames your day? And how would you say it using an adverb of frequency?
Great point. Personalize it immediately.
Which brings us to the end, the final challenge.
The assignment, time to synthesize, put it all together.
Okay, what is it?
Your challenge is this. Describe your personal daily routine. Keep it short, maybe 5 or 6 sentences.
Okay.
Use the simple present. Use at least one sequence word like then or after that.
Got it.
And this is important, include at least one sentence about someone else in the third person, a family member, a roommate, a pet, whatever, and really focus on getting that sound right.
Putting the third person rule into immediate practice. Excellent.
Simple, clear, positive. Just describe your day.
That really is the crucial final step, isn't it? Don't just listen to English. Use it. Take what we talked about, the short sentences, the correct tense, these sequence words, and apply it. Now, speak your routine out loud sometime in the next hour.
That's the challenge. Go do it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the language of the everyday.
We'll see you next time for the next deep dive. Keep practicing. Keep using your English.